Okay, guys, I hope you listen and you pay attention because time is running out. And I will be, again, when I show you what I'm expecting, I will be showing my trade when I enter, whether it's a long or a short or both. But I'm going to cover your key levels on the smaller time frame. We're going to look at the larger front time frame and show you multiple charts to show something major is going to happen. And you have roughly 44 days, give or take. For some of you that can't understand a curve, the further up we go, the further away we get, the further down we drop, the closer we get. In the previous video, I made it very clear. I said, look, we could possibly get a bullish move if we get a daily open above 98,500. Otherwise, if we get a daily open below, your next key support levels are 95,700 down to 93,700. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. You can see what happened. We got a daily open below. We dropped. We came all the way down, a little bit below the support level. I told you to pay attention to the bottom Bollinger Band on the daily. We got a bounce, and then notice we got another bounce right on this trend line. So that is your current key support, as I mentioned in the last video. If we drop below 95K, 93,000 point long, and now he supports 95,000. And same thing like I said last time, guys. Look to see if we get a daily open above. Again, I understand this is if this happens, this will happen. Well, we knew if this happened that we would get a drop down to support. That's how it played out. And I was telling people, look, this trend line here, it's a fib channel line, daily opens below, means that more than likely what happened between these two channels will start happening between these two channels. So if we get a daily open above, right, 96,300, then be bullish up to at least, well, you know, before it was a higher target. Now it's only 99,368, depending when you make contact. Keep in mind the central Bollinger Band is sitting right at, where's my price notes here? Price note. So central Bollinger Band is sitting right at 97,500. So massive resistance. I'm going to show you the hourly time frame as well. And I'm going to show you why that time frame of about 45 days. And I have 3 charts charted different ways that all show something major is going to happen at that point. Now, we don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but we know a big move is coming. So I'm going to explain all of that. Guys, if you want to get a leverage trading, no KYC, no VPN, I got 2 options for you. You got CoinCatch. I love their exchange. Another exchange that I'm giving a try that I like is a Hotcoin. So those links, if you want to sign up, will be pinned in the first comment description. I also have also pinned will be the events page. I have specials for Hotcoin and for CoinCatch. So again, check those out. I'll put a link up to CoinCatch if you want to sign up. But again, all those links are pinned in the first comment description. And if you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch tutorial video I put up, I mean, I went into detail every single, well, all the tools I used and how to set up your account, also how to protect yourself. I'll link this video now if you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch. So let's jump into this, guys. So before we get to the hourly, I just want to show you. So this is a chart. I was going through removing old charts and finding some charts I actually never published. But I just want to show you that, and now it's possible. Now I'm not saying we have to crash. I'm just saying a big move is coming. Take note this ring up here. Price for respecting this fib circle very well. Oh, notice here we cross this one, we got a pump. We cross this one, we got a pump. But notice this ring, as soon as we made contact with it, pushed above it a bit, it became resistance and price just started dropping down until we crossed it. So you know what? Maybe we find support around what? This is 87,700. This is going to be a very key support level right here, right? And maybe we drop down to that point, we cross this ring, and off to the moon we go. Or it's possible what played out here, right, will play out here, and we know that's more than likely to happen if we break below 91,000 or where the support level is. So we could push up, get rejected, and just start moving down pretty much like what happened previously. So this is just one chart, all right? This is a website, it's called Bitstamp Fun Bottom or something like that. Anyways, you can get access to all these charts on my website, guys. A link to sign up is pinned in the first comment description. So just want to show you that. Let me give you the price labels on this chart just so you can see. I mean, you can see there are wicks below. I'm just going to give you these price labels just so you have them. So your current support on this fib channel, look, pay attention. Now I told you if we get below 92K, we're probably headed down to 86. This matches up perfectly with that previous chart. The top of this ring is right around what, 108,000. Okay, so these are your key levels if you're playing the ring. Now we have pushed above the ring previously. The fib channel above is around 126,000. I don't think we'll go that high, and I'll show you why. because that would put us above our macro trend line resistance. The most important thing from this chart, I want to give you that support level to pay attention to. Keep in mind this is on the daily, so again, key support level, if we drop, if you want to go long, 83,000. But this ring is just one of 3 indicators so far that means something major is going to happen. I will give you this next support level below just because I want to see where this is at. That's down 50K. I'm not saying we have to drop down that far, but it's good to have these targets just in case, all right? These are fib channels, and you can see price respects every channel. The next chart I want to show you, this is, no, I call this one, this is direction trend lines, and I have the weekly Bollinger Band on this chart. And this is that orange ring, which on the D1 chart, this is that ring right here that we're going to be hitting at some point. And again, like I said, guys, in a previous video, someone made some comment. I think it's funny that you know exactly when it's going to happen, but you don't know the day. Well, okay, I'm going to dumb this down for some people that can't understand this. This is a curve, all right? You notice that? Notice how it's a curve? The bottom gets closer and closer to price. So if price pushes up, we get further from the ring. See the distance there? All right, and if price drops, what happens? Well, less distance to the ring. So that's why I know when it's going to happen. I just don't know the exact day. But since I have access to the chart, I know when we'll make contact with the ring, and I know when to take action. Now, again, this is that, and again, on linear scale, it's just a straight line. On a log scale, you can see it's just a curve, all right? This is a peak. This is a peak, 2017. These were 2 peaks we had in 2021, and then where I said possibly we could have a cycle top, we got topped out there. Now I had this on the daily, but I would like to point out that you see these red moving averages. This is the weekly Bollinger Band. All right, so just to make this very clear, our support level right now, and this is why I'm saying this is probably going to be a very key level, a point to go long. All right, so if we drop down, look at the confluence we have here. We have this yellow trend line that I've been talking about for quite a while. You also have this, and again, these are just trend lines that price has been respecting, this green line right here. You have this yellow trend line, again, since it goes back to the beginning of Bitcoin. You have the center Bollinger Band on the weekly, and you have this trend line price has been respecting. So look, 91,000 down to 88,600, ideal point too long. If that becomes resistance, take note of how this bottom Bollinger Band on the weekly is moving right up this ring. Again, it's not a coincidence. Something major is going to happen at this ring. Now, there are different scenarios before I go to the next chart. Price, since we have so much support at this area, it's possible maybe we come down, we find support, we just chop, do something like this. If we hit this point above support, all right, I will long this ring, but I will short when we get to this point because, again, this is what I consider the cycle top. I'm sorry, people don't want to hear that. I will say this, if price gets above, all right, if we get above, let's say 112,000 and that holds as support, then guys, we're going much higher because we're breaking above our macro trend line that goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. Again, on linear scale, it's a straight line. On log scale, it's a curve. That's why I said these were the points too short. This was 108,000. This pushed all the way up to 109,000. So if we hit that ring above support, again, above 93,000, I will go long up to this point. As soon as we cross the ring under resistance, I will go short. So this means that if we push up at that ring, in my opinion, the top is 112,200 around that area. If we hold a support on the daily and we continue up, guys, we're going to blast off because that is one hell of a resistance level. However, it is also possible that we could drop below. All right, so if we drop below certain levels, right? If we drop below the levels I just showed you and we make contact with this ring, then more than likely I will go long and we'll probably push up to our resistance, which would be a lot of resistance. Remember, a lot of support, if it breaks, that becomes a very strong resistance level. Then if we cross that ring, I will go short. Just to make you understand, I will go long at contact with the ring, especially if we're above a support level. But if we cross it underneath resistance, I will go short. Now, I've told you before, something major will happen at that ring. A lot of people don't believe it. If you've been following me for a long time, you know how these rings play out. I can't guarantee you what will happen at the ring. I can just show you that a major move will happen. And it's no coincidence that this moving average is moving right up this ring. So I did want to point that out. Those levels, again, just so you have them. So your most key support level right now And this does coincide. I told you 92,000, 93,000. So look, that's three line or two lines in a moving average of confluence showing 91,000 to 89,000 point to go long. And if we go sideways into that point, I'm going to long right here up to 112,000. And again, when I enter that trade, I will show it in Discord. Your next key support level all the way down below is right down here, this orange trend line that goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. And keep in mind, if we're below 92,000, that is bearish at least to 77K. Remember, there is a huge ass gap. That gap would be filled around 77K. Remember, this line is going to continue moving up, this bottom Bollinger Band on the weekly. But the point is this ring right here, something major is going to happen, and it all lines up with the previous chart I showed you here, this ring right here. And we have another chart. This is a peak of the next bull run 2.0. This is a if you're an OG, been around for a while, you know about this chart. This is another ring that we're coming up on that lines up almost identical with the timing. And look how well price respects this fib circle. And I'll move it just so you can see what I'm talking about. This ring right here, this entire fib circle. Notice how well price respects it, all right? It was support and resistance. We pushed up above it, became support. It was support, we broke it, we dropped, found support, bounced on it, hit it as resistance. Well, we're coming up on this next ring, all right? This ring, we crossed it and we had a drop. So again, I can't tell you exactly what will happen. I just know that there are so many charts that line up with that time frame. Now, these two charts are just further confluence of something major is going to happen. But if you have access to these live charts, again, this is the ring I'm watching, all right? Contact with the ring, I will go long. But please understand what I'm saying. If we're at 92,200, I will go long up to 112,000. If we drop all the way down to 77,000 and make contact with the ring, I will go long, and then I'm pretty sure that we will cross the ring below 92,200. I will go short, but I expect a major move to happen at that ring. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Time is running out. So again, just letting you know, a lot of rings are showing that something's going to happen right around a certain time. And again, I tried to explain to you, if you go by this ring on the D1 chart, all right, the further up we go, the further from the ring we get. The more we drop, the closer to the ring we get. But these are your most key macro levels. And I'm just trying to explain to you why that time frame is so important. All of these match up. This is your hourly. So just to show you, so right now, and again, this is what I call confluence. Right now, the central Bollinger Band on the daily is sitting around 97,450. It's not just the central Bollinger Band. You also have this key fib line that price has been respecting for quite a while. Gonna make it red because that means that's a point you short. So if we get above 97,450 and hold support, guys, we're bullish up to, well, at least 102,000. All right, this is on the hourly, it could be out here. All right, 101,800, whatever. Your current support right now is right here at 95,942. That is holding. If we break below that, your next key support level on the hourly is right around 92,500. All of these price targets I gave you all line up with what I'm showing you on the larger time frame. These are your hourly levels to play. If we get above 101,000, well, your next level above is 104,741. But again, I just want you to understand and how to know how to play this. Pay attention and see if we get a daily open. I mean, these fib lines are very, very important fib lines. If we cannot get a daily open above, all right, so the next daily open, and that will be the time recording this video in 5 hours and 39 minutes. If we get a daily open below 96,262, then we're probably coming back down to test 95,000. If that breaks, we're coming down to probably test around 94,300. Again, I think we're probably, if we cannot get above, again, if we can't get a daily open above this fib line right here, then what you saw take place here, right, back and forth, up and down, just chopping and dropping, I think that's how it's going to play out here, just like this, chopping and dropping. But that being said, just like the previous video, if we get a daily open above, all right, 96,300 around the area, and that holds the support, then we're going to push up, probably get a rejection around the central Bollinger Band on the daily, then 96,300 becomes support, and then the next level above you want to pay attention to is around 99,000. And keep in mind, on the daily, the central Bollinger Band, the on the daily, the top Bollinger Band, the bottom Bollinger Band are starting to get squeezed. Whenever this happens on the hourly, the daily, the weekly, as the top Bollinger Band starts coming down and the bottom one starts pushing up, as they get squeezed closer and closer, that means a big move is coming. So we could chop sideways, we could have a drop. All I know is that I'm ready and prepared. So guys, if you want to, use whatever exchange you use. If you want to use the two that I'm comfortable with and that I like, CoinCatch and Hotcoin, I think are great options. No KYC, no VPN. Again, that link to sign up, pinned in the first comment description, along with the events page. For each of those, they have their own specials if you want to take advantage of it. But I hope that makes sense. So pay attention. Above 96,300, I think that'd be bullish. And I mentioned this in the previous video. Pay attention and see, because if we get above 96,300, that is a very key fib line. All right, we're holding above this right here. This is a trend line, a pattern we broke up from. Even up, bouncing, on top of it, a support, had crazy wick down below, then all the way back up. So again, this is a support level, 95,000. If we come down, all right. But if we get above 96,300. And then we get above that center Bollinger Band on the daily, which I think if we hold above 96,300, we more than likely will, because there's liquidity above, and I'm sorry, they want to take out that liquidity. But you need to pay attention also, like I said in the previous video, pay attention to this MACD. Now, I said before, if we got a daily open below this point, below, I think at the time it was 98,500, then more than likely we won't get across and we'll have a drop down. That is how it played out. This is the same deal, guys. So if we cannot get a daily open above 96,300, then that will be a point to go short down to these support levels, and we could drop all the way back down to, this is around 93,000. But those are very key levels. If we drop below that point, then we're probably headed down to around 86,000. And again, I tried to explain to you how I'm going to play that orange ring. And again, I will show my trade. I'll show when I enter. I'll show my stop loss, my take profit, and how much I put into the trade, and I will post that in Discord. I just want to give you a time frame and show you why that is so important. And I don't want to repeat myself. I think I've made myself very clear. Above a certain level, we'll probably get a cross, and we're very low on this moving average on the MACD is very low. We're about to get across on the RSI as well. If we do, that is bullish, but we need to get above 96,300 because this is our first key resistance level. Below this bearish, above that get bullish. Let me go through just one more time so you can see we are holding right now. So if you want to be long for 95,942, it's up to you. The bottom Bollinger Band on the hourly is sitting around 95,085. But if you continue down, your next strongest support on the hourly is around 92,561. I would expect that to hold, but again, that's a lot of resistance. 97,450. That is the same thing. This is close to it. You see the Bollinger Band right here, 97,498. But I think if you hold above this resistance level, and that becomes support on the daily, again, an open above on the daily, that would be bullish up to at least 99,000. But we're going to get a pretty big move soon. The question is, are we going to drop down to, potentially 88,000 or drop down to 77,000? Or maybe we push back up to 110,000. Maybe we push back up to that point. If that happens, as soon as you make contact with the ring, I'm not going to open along because we're below a macro resistance level. And keep in mind, we have this line here, right? Hold on. We have this line right here. This is going to be very key resistance. You have this curve, which encompasses all of our peaks. So if we push up from, let's say, 90,000, we get a move soon. Or if we just go sideways, if we hit 111,000, I'm going to short the hell out of it after we cross the orange ring. If at any point we hold above 112,000, 111,000, that becomes support. We're breaking up above a major macro resistance level, which means we're probably going to go sky high. But I just want to show you so you understand how I'm playing it. So if we drop or go sideways, I long at the ring. I will post it in Discord. Whether it's down here at 77,000, at 90,000, and then when we cross it, I will go short if we're underneath the resistance. I hope that makes sense, but again, it's no coincidence I have so many charts showing this time frame, and they all line up, guys. It all lines up. Again, and that's around 45 days, 44, 45 days, depending whether we push up or push down. But I know going by this chart, something major is going to happen at this ring. Again, guys, so if you do want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch, do check out that tutorial. That link will be pinned in the first comment description as well. And if you want to sign up for CoinCatch or check out those events, just go to the first comment, the pinned first comment, all of those links, CoinCatch, Hotcoin, specials for each, and this tutorial video as well. And again, guys, if you did take advantage of that special for CoinCatch where you made a deposit, whether it was $500 to get $750 back, which there are plenty of those left, or you did the deposit $1,000 and get $3,000 back, your payout for that deposit should be tomorrow. That would be the 20th. It's every 7 days. So if you deposit tomorrow or after, it'll be 7 days from that point that you'll get that deposit. So it's every 7 days. And this event started on the 13th. Just want to make you aware of that. And just to clarify, so if you did do the CoinCatch special, whenever you deposited that money, the bonus will actually appear in your account tomorrow on the 20th. And if you did do that, whether it was the 500 or the 1,000, part of that deal is you get access to my charts in Discord for free. So make sure you email me through the contact page of my website. Whether you sign up today or you took advantage of that special, make sure you contact me through the contact page of my website. And then I will get you set up with access to the charts and to Discord. And again, if you take advantage of the 2-month deal, well, we're going to make contact with that ring with less than 2 months. So be ready for that if you want to see how I'm going to trade it. But guys, that's it. Expect some chop, but just pay attention to this level, guys. If we get above 96,300, that holds us support, I think, more than likely, because we're so oversold and there's some liquidity above. I think we could get some upside. But understand, if we hold above 96,300 on the daily. Otherwise, if we cannot, then we're going to be chopping probably back and forth between these two, this line and this line, just like we chopped between these two right here. So that's it, guys. Till the next video, trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.